Okay, everyone, don't forget that you can scan this QR code to ask questions, and we'll have some time at the end of every presentation for questions. So up next, we have one of the fastest growing apps in the Ethereum ecosystem. It will be DMH, who is the CEO of Fluid, and he'll be dropping some alpha, as I've heard.
How do I how does change? This is okay. Hi everyone, I'm DMH from Fluid. Happy to be here. I'm first time in Argentina in Buenos Aires. I like this place. Like Buenos Aires has this, very nice vibes, very green city. I'm enjoying being here. Today I want to present you Fluid DEX V2 and why we believe it will be one of the biggest unlocks in DeFi in the next years, and why we believe it will be the biggest DEX in entire DeFi starting from next year. In the end, we'll also have time for the questions. Yeah, and let's start. And actually, before I start, let me give you a brief introduction about our team. Fluid is built by Instadap. If you've been in DeFi for a while, you know Instadap is in the space since 2018. Back then, there were only few applications in DeFi on chain, Compound, Maker, and then there was Instadap. Back then, we had up to $15 billion in TVL, and we were building protocols on top of others. I mean, Instadap was a middleware for accessing protocols, like, let's say, Maker, Compound, Aave, Spark, and others. Over time, we realized that there is a very big opportunity to improve the UX for the users, and we started building Fluid. We started building it in 2021, and we launched it just last year. Within 18 months after launch, we reached $6 billion in TVL. Well, if market continues behaving like it behaves now, it's already less than 6 billion, but we'll be back one day. Yeah, let me explain how Fluid works. We call it a unified liquidity layer. On top of this unified liquidity layer, we build different protocols. It's lending protocol, it's DEX, it will be many more protocols in the future. Like in next years, we'll have 5, 10 major protocols all built on top of the same liquidity layer. And every protocol contributes to the same liquidity layer, and it utilizes the same liquidity layer. If I'm depositing to the lending market, I'm depositing to the liquidity layer. If I'm depositing to the DEX, I'm also depositing to the liquidity layer. And when withdrawing, I'm always withdrawing from the liquidity layer. But let's focus on the DEX for now. We launched DEX V1 exactly 1 year ago. Within the first 3 months after the launch, Fluid DEX became the second biggest DEX on Ethereum by fees and volumes. It's very important to understand that the DEX never had any incentives, any token emissions, no LP deals or anything. In fact, we have caps on the DEX, and all the caps are normally filled to the maximum. Users, LPs, come to us organically because we have the best experience for them. And Fluid DEX is also the fastest growing DEX in the industry. On Ethereum, we set many records. One of them, as you can see on the slide, we're the first DEX on Ethereum to reach $100 billion in volume. And what is also even more exciting to know that DEX V1 is focused only on stablecoins. We do not have volatile pairs. And DEX V1 is responsible for more than 50% of all stablecoins and correlated pairs volumes across Ethereum, Base, Arbitrum, Polygon, and all major chains. So Fluid DEX alone does more volumes than all other DEXs combined for stablecoin pairs. And like Steiny was mentioning a lot about stablecoins, how important are they for for on-chain economy, and the place for trading them is actually Fluid. Many people don't know that. We don't even have like an own UI for trading. All the volumes that we get them through the aggregators. And all major stablecoins that we can list on Fluid, we have majority of the volumes for SUSD, for Go from Aave, for Syrup USDT, and like for all the major stablecoins, including USDC, USDT. But DEX v1 has some limitations, and which doesn't allow it to scale beyond stablecoin pairs. That's why we've been building DEX v2, which is, we believe, will be the most advanced DEX ever existed, and we are launching DEX v2. DEX v2 will have all the most vital things that any AMM, any modern AMM has, such as hooks, flash accounting, on-chain dynamic fees, on-chain limit orders that earn trading, lending APR while waiting for be filled. And it will also have range orders on the collateral and debt sides, on the collateral and on the debt, as well as it will allow for cross-collateralization. As you can see, I'm mentioning lending market terms when speaking about the DEX. And if you don't know much about Fluid and DEX v1, you might be confused now. But this, I will explain more during my presentation, how our lending market and DEX, how they work together and how they make each other better. Also, DEX v2 will be an open framework. It will support any existing or any future AMM, which will be built on chain, and it will be an ever-scaling DEX. Liquidity providers on Fluid DEX v2 will have much more opportunities and much more flexibility. Starting from that, they can use their DEX LP as a collateral. They can set range orders on the DEX pool, and they are earning trading and lending fees, while they can also borrow against these LP tokens. Other innovation that users actually, smart collateral and smart debt, it's already been existed in DEX v1, but we now introduce range orders for both of them. And another option that users have is to have normal collateral, borrow smart debt, and become a liquidity provider. So how it works, when the user is borrowing smart debt, he is not borrowing an LP token, he is not borrowing some rep tokens. He has normal lending borrowing market experience where he borrows tokens, the user has them in his wallet, he can swap them, off-ramp, leverage, it's in his wallet. And he is paying borrowing fees for borrowing tokens. But the underlying debt will be used as a trading liquidity. And the user will be earning trading fees on his debt. And trading fees are reducing his borrowing costs. And in some cases, trading fees can be much higher than the borrowing costs. And in that moment, borrowers will be paid to borrow on the DEX. How it works, how the debt can function as liquidity if there is no TVL. The way it works, so for example, trader wants to swap USDT into USDC. The trader will repay one part of the debt and then borrow another part of the debt on behalf of the user who is borrowing on the lending market. So in this case, he will repay 100 of USDT debt and borrow 100 USDC on behalf of the user. So the composition of the debt of the user has changed in the range that he allowed, that he is comfortable with. And the borrower got a trading fee, which is reducing his borrowing APR, and he is earning trading fees on his debt. It's the biggest innovation in a while, in my opinion. And the best example of this is our USDC DEX pool. It has more than $100 million of DEX liquidity and has $0 in TVL. All liquidity is created out of debt from the lending market. This is how our lending market is powering our DEX. And our USDT pool is the biggest DEX pool by volumes on Ethereum. It also has more than 50% of market share, more than everyone else combined. And the cost of this liquidity is zero. I mean, if you want to have DEX liquidity on any existing DEX, someone has to come and insert money, put TVL on the DEX. On Fluid, we unlock capital. So we helped users to make their assets liquid while they also provide liquidity on the DEX, and they benefit from it because now their borrowing costs are lower since they're getting trading fees. Next features that users will be able to have on the DEX is the range orders on Smart Collateral and Smart Debt side. Again, because both Smart Collateral and Smart Debt are acting as a DEX liquidity, users can generate up to $40 of DEX liquidity per $1 in TVL. That means that you deposit $1 in $1 and you earn trading fees on $40. So this is 40 times more capital efficient than anywhere else. And this is like stake ETH, for example, or some other related pairs like CBBC, REBBTC. We also have the biggest market share for these assets because create $80 million of liquidity requires only $2 million in TVL, while other DEXs just have to find this TVL, and often they have to incentivize it or find ways to get it. For us, users coming themselves because it just becomes very profitable because they earn 40 times more fees than anywhere else. And one of my most loved innovation is cross-collateralization of the DEX. So current DEX v1 allows you to have one collateral, one debt. With DEX v2, users will be able to bundle up the collateral, as many collaterals as they want, and it can be range orders, like different smart collaterals and normal collateral assets. So for example, ETH, CBBTC, REBBTC, USDT, and SUSD all bundled up as one collateral. And you select your range orders, it's your DEX liquidity. And then on the debt side, you can bundle up any kind of debt which is available on the platform, like for example, USDT, USDC smart debt, and then you're borrowing normal ETH. This opens up infinite strategies and opportunities for LPs. The existing ones will become much more efficient, and they will be able to create something new that didn't exist before. Because traders will be, lenders, borrowers, they will be basically able to market make with their debt. So they unlock the capital and they earn the trading fees. Traditional approach, how sophisticated LPs work now, they have one leg of their position, let's say on the DEX, and they hedge their exposure on some different venue. It's often perps or options protocols, sometimes lending markets. This means that they have to split the capital, which is, as you understand, not very capital efficient. They have higher costs. They have more complex management across multiple platforms. With Fluid, you can now have your DEX LP, like ETH USDC DEX LP, you borrow ETH against it, you sell it, you short it, you now neutralize your exposure to ETH, which is very handy these days. So you neutralize your exposure to ETH, and then you rebalance your position as per a strategy to keep it neutral. And you don't have to split your capital across several venues. Everything is on chain. You don't go to centralized venues. It's much more capital efficient, and you have lower costs. And as I mentioned, you just market make with your debt. So like this hedging option is like the most simple one, which we expect a lot of people will start using right away. And these more complicated strategies, it will take time for people to come up with the most profitable strategies. And I think that this is a very big opportunity because DEXs now generate more than $3 billion of fees per year. If we compare it to something like Ethereum basis trade, they generate around 300 million, 400 million fees a year with approximately the same TVL. So we will provide tools to any users, to any LPs, or to any builders who want to create the strategies that are open for everyone. We'll provide them most sophisticated and most advanced tools to build their trading strategies, which will be like Athena unlocked billions of capital trading, and we can see that there is a very big demand for on-chain trading strategies. We have seen it with Hyperliquid HLP, with Jupiter JLP, and many others. So there is a demand for this yield, and people are ready to take extra risks for these extra rewards. And I believe that DEX v2 will be able to unlock this tokenized spot trading strategies on chain. So when does it go live? DEX v2 is actually live. which is not announced yet. We deployed it for testings and integration purposes. Now we're working with every aggregator like KyberSwap, 1inch, OKX, 0x, Velora, everyone, to start integrating the DEX. And we expect we will publicly launch the DEX in the next 10 days. The DEX will initially go live on Ethereum. And as we get more integrations and ready to scale DEX further, we will launch it on other chains approximately in January. In this month, we'll be working on more integrations, on more internal, external hooks, on more strategies for the users. We expect that DEX will be working in full scale. We'll start getting volumes in 3-4 months from now. And yeah, like starting from Q1, Q2 next year, it will be already the biggest DEX by volumes across all chains combined in DeFi. If you have any questions, if you're active builder, active LP, or you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And yeah, it was a pleasure speaking in front of you. Thank you for your time. And yeah, it's very important. I think it's very important, period in DeFi industry. DEX V1 already showed what it's capable of being basically the most important place for stablecoins. Now we're building the most important venue for volatile pairs on chain. Thank you.
Thank you. Bold statements about Q1, Q2, Fluid DEX V2 being the largest DEX already. I'm sure we could make a prediction market on that, and that would be fun. So thanks a lot for the presentation. There are some questions from the audience. How exactly will Fluid V2 make LPing in volatile assets more viable than in Fluid DEX V1?
Yeah, so what's important to understand about the DEXs. With DEX V1, like limitations that we had, that users couldn't select their own trading, own ranges, for example. Basically, it means that it's a trading strategy, which we say can be profitable or unprofitable. It's very easy to make them profitable for stable coins, but for volatile pairs, you need much more active management. And we can see that in DeFi, on chain, there is very big demand for LPing on DEXs. You can see, I mean, let's say like Uniswap has $5 billion in TVL, generates billions in trading fees. So there is a clear demand for trading and having this venue. With DEX V2, we give the tools to the traders, to the LPs, to come and create their strategies. And whatever they were able to have, like whatever strategies they had before, they will have them 5 to 10 times better on DEX V2. Plus, they will have much more tools that have never existed in TradFi or DeFi before that they can come and utilize, explore on DEX V2. I hope it answers the question.
Cool, thank you. And then finally, Stani mentioned before that there are lots of teams who have great technical innovations, and you clearly show them here. But that's not the only part. There was also lots of actually getting the liquidity. And so one question from the audience is, how did you grow Fluid DEX V1 so quickly? Yeah,
so again, in our case, it's purely tech. Again, no incentives. We have very low, not so much marketing efforts, especially back then. But it's economy, it's DeFi, it's finance, it's not charity. People don't come to you because you're building something cool. They come to you because they have opportunity to earn, and we provided them the best opportunities to earn, and they came to us. We never asked them. We don't know our LPs, unfortunately. So if you're here, please let me know. Just providing them the best tools, and they will find the way how to utilize it. That's what we do.
OK, awesome. That sounds great. Thank you very much. And let's give one more round of applause, please.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.